Let me make sure everything is running properly because YouTube does not always work the way it's supposed to work, for me in particular. So I'm going to make sure my audio is working. Hello, can you hear me? Bet you can't. Never mind, it's working.
Hello. Bet you can't. Never mind,
Let me
it's
make
working.
sure it's still working. Alright, as far as I'm concerned, it's working. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Control. Shooty live from this bedroom. Control. I'm gonna pick up from where we left off. Probably be less talking because I won't have a co-host that you can't hear this time. Not that that matters because you couldn't hear the co-host last time anyways. Real quick though, I think gotta go turn off this light because it's putting a glare on my TV. Oh. Yes. Yes, that is a Walmart brand air conditioner that you can hear. Let's continue where we left off. I can't even remember where I left off. I meant to make this into a weekly stream. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at jumping into a routine and keeping it. Like, I think last time it was a Saturday night thing, and this time it's a Friday night thing. I might make this into a regular Friday night activity, though. I think it might be fun like that if it's just every Friday night we sit down, relax, and enjoy a video game. Alright. So, assets. Missions. This... Tracking. We are going to track it. We are going to track. Research Hypnosis Lab. If I can remember how to open the map. There's supposed to be a map. The ambiance in this game is so fucking... I cannot, like, not gush about how good this, like, game is when it comes to stuff like ambiance, sound design. Oh, there we go. We could go do this instead. Executive Phonemics. Oh, that's the map right there. Of course, it's up on the D-pad. That's where everyone else puts it. Where am I now? The elevator travels diagonally. I don't think we were supposed to know that. We got 20 minutes to get to this thing so we can kill this target, I believe. I'm going to probably do as much of these as possible to pad out the playtime a tiny bit, because this game is kind of short if you don't explore and do all the extra stuff. If you just kind of like zoom from objective to objective, it definitely the game will go by way quicker for you than it would for uh normal a normal playthrough. And while yes, admittedly that's true for any game, uh shut up. Shut up your face. So executive and then phenomic pneumatics. Pneumatics? Is that it? Why did they put a P there? I know it's a silent P, but why? Like, what the fuck's the point of that stupid shit? Think about it. Some asshole out there said, hey, I have an idea. Silent P. And it's like, oh, why? You don't get no explanation, sucker. And then he walks out. I'm certainly heading the right way. I'm sure of it. I bet if I go down here every fucking time. Where are you? Wait till we get flying. All of my means of self-defense are out. This is what happens when you just kind of go guns blazing. Really annoying. That's what it is. Like these like weird red liquid effects are really cool. I dig it. And since that mission was optional, it's now gone. We're gonna go here instead. Investigate the X-ray light box object of power. Research hypnosis. Research sector. Like, also really, it's really cool. Like, if this is like an open world game in a sense that it's like a big map you have to explore, but it's all inside a building. Like, it's kind of funny to think about. Alright, so we got to go. I lose myself sometimes when I play these games. I forget who I am. What the fuck? I thought there was two of them. Forgive my autism. I suppose I should start reading some of these documents. Emergency call summary. Event summary. A possible AWE in which an unnamed individual experienced transcop. I'm gonna mispronounce a lot of words. Transcorporally via a phone line. Event is notably similar to AWE redacted, in which redacted. Event response. Event is believed to have been caused by redacted, and as a result, the following measures have been taken to prevent redacted. You see, now, here is some criticism I'll have for this sort of stuff here. This is a problem the SCP wiki has, in my opinion, but they the overuse of redacting documents. It's I'm not really learning anything from this other than that something happened with the somebody getting teleported via a phone line. That's cool and all, but there's not enough in this document to build upon that. It's just, yeah, this thing happened, and then we redacted anything else. It's no. Leave some in there for information in there for the player or the reader to absorb and to build upon. There's not much there for the player to build upon. Altered world events section. Details. According to their testimony, the agents had been transported from the Butte home to a roadside motel named the Ocean View Motel and Casino, and discovered a room key by performing a ritual. See file MOT-01. The key opened a door marked with an inverted black pyramid, which they only learned after a lengthy period of trial and error. After pulling another motel cord found inside the room, they were transported to the oldest house. The disappearances of the homeowner, and the locals. Hold on a second. I apologize. I should have saved this stream for later in the night. I had to see what the ruckus was about. The disappearances of the home's owner and the other locals of Butte have been attributed to the light switch cord. The Ocean View Motel is now known to have many doors and pathways. Since the occurrence, identical light switch cords to the one found in the Butte home have begun appearing throughout the oldest house. At the time of writing, redacted light cords have been found in the oldest house, located in the blank and blank sectors. These all access the Ocean View Motel. Through how exactly this link appears is blank, but initial hypothesis center on the Butte AWE as a blank blank. See Dr. Darling in presentation 24 20.3 for more details. This is an example of, I would say, a better document, because this here is like establishing the general idea of the light switch cords that will pop up in the game from time to time. The one redaction in this that's kind of stupid is the part where it says through how exactly this link operates is redacted. Like, why does, like, I would have to assume the word there is unknown, but they redacted the word unknown. So, and the reason why I say is because the context around the redaction is, but initial hypothesis center on the Butte AWE. So that would suggest to me that this would read as through how exactly this link operates is unknown. So why would you redact the word unknown? It's like, if you didn't want people to know that you, this is what I was talking about Racket. If, my God, my dad loves his dogs, I swear. If you didn't want people to know that you didn't know how the chords were appearing in the oldest house, you would probably redact that entire last sentence, including the See Dr. Darling presentation 24.3 for more details. Like, just, I feel like that's something you would do. Butte summary. Here we go. A separate disappearance. Okay, actually, and you know what? After reading these other two, this document makes more sense now because it's referring to the previous documents. I still feel like some of these redactions are a little over the top on that, but I digress. A separate disappearance was traced to a home in the city of Butte where the Bureau agents discovered a translocative light switch cord. Response: Bureau agents arrived at the home of a local celebrity located at redacted, which had been connected to a total of redacted disappearances in the area. Agents found no one inside. While searching a closet, an agent pulled the light switch cord and disappeared from view. Another agent was selected to pull the cord to replicate the event. He disappeared as well. Both agents were discovered at the oldest house, redacted days later, found in a sealed room by rangers exploring a new area of the oldest house. The light switch cord in the Butte home's closet disappeared during this incident. So, yeah, again, decent document. I don't know why you would redact how many days they disappeared for. Honestly, I feel like oh, they disappeared for 10 days. Like, who fucking cares how long they disappeared for? They disappeared. We all know they disappeared. The length of time being top secret is kind of a redundancy. Redacting the location of the event and the celebrity makes sense because you probably want to make sure people don't know where the disappearances happen and stuff like that. And even like the number of disappearances, it makes sense because somebody, some Reddit detective could probably use the number of disappearances to triangulate where the disappearances were happening in the first place and all that. So that makes sense. Let's look at this. This has become rate the document. Stream. Emergency call supplement. Oh, here we go. We're probably getting more we're definitely getting more details on the previous one. AWE-18 details. Transcript of call to California State Emergency Services. Dispatcher 911. What is your emergency? Hello. I'm here. Can you hear me? I can hear you, ma'am. Where are you? I'm inside the wires. I'm lost. Ma'am, have you been drinking tonight? I feel like I'm stretching through the wire towards you. Don't hang up. I might go if you hang up. Go where, ma'am? Go. Gone. Away. Okay, you can describe your surroundings. Unknown noise. Ma'am? Hello? Ma'am? No. Dispatcher attempted to call the number back, but it was no longer in service. Havana summary. AWE-18 48. Event summary. An auditory event occurred at the United States Embassy in Havana, injuring the majority of diplomatic staff stationed there. Redacted deaths were reported, and the outgoing information has been managed. Event response. Bureau agents arrived at the embassy on the same day as the event was reported through federal channels, but were too late to witness the AWE, which is reported to have been redacted. Staff experienced sudden intense vibrations and noise, accompanied by intense pressure in the ears. This lasted for redacted minutes. No visual phenomenon was witnessed. The scene was cornered off, and the embassy staff were transported to the continental U.S. After Formula I-9 was recited in the vicinity, a single cowboy boot began to vibrate, identifying it as the altered item. The item was contained and brought to the Bureau for examination. See case file AI85 for details. Decent document. That's a solid 9. I feel like the amount of time that it lasted makes no sense to redact. This lasted for redacted minutes. What difference does it make how long it lasted? Like, in a sense that you're trying to censor this so that people who maybe are looking to use it to damage things would likely find this information useful. You have to think of it in the context that they're redacting these documents because they don't want somebody using them for some kind of investigation for their own purposes, perhaps, or something, or there's some kind of sensitive information. The amount of time that the phenomenon happened or whatever, that's not really, in my opinion anyway, that's not like something sensitive. Like, oh, it lasted for 40 minutes. Okay, so? In fact, I would probably want somebody to know how long it lasted, so maybe they can find a way to countermeasure it for the time frame? I don't know. Havana supplement. Bureau medical staff personally evaluated the injured embassy personnel when they arrived back in the country. While the victims reported cognitive issues, dizziness, and fatigue, further testing by Bureau medics found intense cell damage similar to that of radiation exposure. Agents and research staff remained to take soil samples from the surrounding area, but found no trace of an redacted beyond the health issue of the staff. The communications department disseminated a story of foreign powers using redacted on the embassy staff, resulting in various health issues that required the embassy to be evacuated. The story successfully took hold, gaining brief international attention. Okay. I'm gonna give this document a 7 because, again, useless, pointless redaction right there on the bottom paragraph. The communications department disseminated a story of foreign powers using redacted, and then they further say that it gained brief international attention. That means people know that this event happened, and therefore they would likely know whatever the foreign powers were using in your fictional story you made up to cover up the event. So why would you redact your cover-up? That makes no sense. You want people to know what your cover-up story is. The fact that you redacted the cover-up story makes your cover-up story redundant in nature. I'm going to tear into these one after another. Altered items. Rubber duck supplement. Background. Discovered in the home of Agent Redacted after his young daughter complained of being followed by her rubber duck. According to Agent Redacted, the matter was ignored and believed to be a result of child's imagination until he began to hear the quacking at night. After discovering the item hiding in his daughter's closet, he brought it to the Bureau for study. Update. It was discovered that Agent Blank was bringing known paranatural materials into his home illegally, taking them outside of the oldest house. How this may have affected the creation of an altered item is being investigated. Agent Redacted has been terminated. Yeah, see, that's a decent document. I'd give that a 9. There's nothing. All of those redactions are appropriate. Covering up the name of the individual who did that seems sort of appropriate. I mean, I'm sure security staff would know the name of the individual. You probably wouldn't want another agent inside the Bureau to contact this guy for any reason, so redacting him makes sense. Floppy objects of power. Floppy disk OOP5-KE. Containment procedure. Must be contained in a cell with no other loose material. Description / para-utility. The object is an 8-inch disklet containing Soviet-era nuclear launch codes. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to telekinetically lift material and throw it a short distance. See Dr. Darling presentation 11.15 for more information. The object is currently bound to Redacted for research purposes. Background. Stolen from a Soviet military base located in Redacted by agents Redacted and Redacted with the CIA. The disklet contained launch codes to Redacted missiles, believed to be reserved for use against Redacted. After being returned to America, the disklet began throwing hold on, let me computational hardware computational hardware at members of the decoding team. An informant in the CIA tipped the Bureau off, and it was relinquished by agents the next day. I'll give it an 8. It's an 8. I think the whole redacting what kind of missiles? What kind of who would they use? The Soviets use those missiles against. You literally earlier in the document say that it's a Soviet-era nuclear launch codes disk, and then you're like, oh, well, we have to redact what type of missiles. You already said what type of missiles they are, and then who the hell else would the Soviets use the fucking launch codes against? You fucking retard. Like, obviously they're gonna use them on the U.S., you dipshit. Who else? Did the Soviets have another fucking enemy that they might have had to nuke? It's likely NATO underneath that redaction. If not NATO, maybe China, I suppose, but even then, that's retarded. A- hotline OOP3-UE. Containment procedure. Object should be inaccessible for use except to the director. Description / para-utility. Object is a 1960s era red-black Bakelite telephone. The rotary dial has been replaced with a black knob of unknown purpose. The phone weighs Redacted. Why does the weight of the phone matter? I'm already annoyed. Someone's like, oh, we have to have a fucking redaction in this paragraph. It's like, no, you don't. Object allows the director to communicate with the redacted. If used by anyone other than the director, the object will cause lethal redaction. See Dr. Darling, presentation 11.6 for more information. The object is currently bound to Director Trench. See, okay. Why are you redacting what kind of lethality it has? And then you don't, like, redact Trench's name for some reason? The object spontaneously manifested in the director's office, placed on the desk. Director Northmore was the first known Bureau agent to use it. A battery of A battery of tests were run on the object, including redacted and redacted, but its origin remains unknown. So, the only redaction that really... Okay, no, that's not true. The two redactions that bother me are one in the first paragraph of the description, and then the second redaction in the second paragraph. Like, what kind of lethality? It's redundant. Like, who's gonna... There's no way that's gonna be useful to anybody to know what kind of lethality it is. And the weight of the phone, like, oh no. If they knew the phone weighed 3 pounds, they would try to bludgeon people with it. Like, literally completely pointless. In fact, you probably would want to know people to know how much the phone weighs in case some asshole tries to snag it, and I don't know, you want to check their bag or some shit. I don't know. The object allows the director to communicate with the blank. We, the player, know who that is, but the rest of the Bureau doesn't, and that makes sense because I believe that only the director and maybe some of the upper echelon staff know about the board, and then the rest of the staff are completely oblivious. So that makes sense. Merry-go-round horse. OOP 16-KE. Containment procedure. Object should be kept in a confined space when unbound. Description / para-utility. A fiberglass horse once used as a seat for a merry-go-round ride. The pole is still connected to the object. The object is capable of moving short distances at high speeds. This can be quite dangerous when redacted its path. The object is currently bound by redacted. This can be quite dangerous when redacted its path. I don't know if I like that redaction or not, because... So, for instance, if the sentence were to say, this can be quite dangerous when something obstructs its path, but why would you redact when something? And that's definitely longer than the word something, so it's possible that that means something. There's some other meaning right there. Some other word, like maybe another object. If it were to get into its path, it can cause some kind of weird phenomenon. So I don't know how I feel about that redaction. The object was discovered at the site of an abandoned amusement park. Local redacted reported that the rides would move on their own and that they would be chased out. When these rumors reached the Bureau, see America Overnight, episode 235, agents were dispatched to investigate. 3 local redacted were found dead at the scene. The object attacked agent redacted by redacted. Agents invoked formula C.5 to redact the object long enough to redact. Way too many redactions in that last paragraph. Way too many. The local redacted were found dead. The local redacted. Why? Local what? Police? Hoodlums? Why would that be redacted? Like, are you afraid that people would know who discovered the object in the first place? You were fine with mentioning other people in some of the other ones, but this one for some reason, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. And the other ones, let's see. The hotline, it makes sense to the hotline. They didn't really censor who discovered it, but that's because it was discovered by someone within the Bureau. So therefore, or it appeared in the director's office. It's hard to not just put that on there. I mean, I suppose you could have redacted that, but it's kind of redundant because it's also stated the object is just regularly really used by the director. And they even openly admit that the director's connected to the hotline. The floppy disk, they censored the CIA agents' names, which made sense. You don't want them to know who stole it. Redacting the local what? Police? What purpose does that serve? Redacting the agent made sense. And then maybe that other redaction, the really long one, makes sense because it's probably blanking out wait, the object attacked agent blank by. Okay, we know how this thing probably attacked the agent. It probably lunged at him. Because that's literally what it literally says. An object is capable of moving short distances at high speeds. So clearly the damn thing fucking thrust itself toward him. At a high speed. Probably high enough to kill him. C5 to blank the object long enough to stall it. It's stalled, stopped, whatever other synonym would work, synonym would work for that. It stalled the object, okay? Long enough to contain it, I suppose, but it's probably a very specific containment measure that it's probably a state secret, so yeah, no, that makes sense. So, redactions should be reserved, people. Redactions should be reserved for names, locations, and then something that is a state, like something where maybe you specifically don't want people to know about. That's what. Stalling an object is not specific. We know that they have the object in hand. That how they stalled it, yeah, sure. Formula C.52, we don't know what Formula C.5 does because the document's redacted. And that makes sense. So now you, the reader, have to use your imagination. What is Formula C.5? Is it a fucking liquid that they threw at the object? Is it a device? Is it a code phrase, maybe? We don't know. But that's fine. We want to not know because that adds to the mystery. Redacting stuff where they're kind of common sense, it makes no fucking sense. Okay, I'm done. Service weapon OOP-1-KE. Containment procedure. No unique procedures required. Description / para-utility. The object's form is variable. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to redact. This object must only be bound by individuals seeking the role of redacted. The object will determine whether redacted. If rejected, the applicant is terminated. This process is dedicated by the redacted through their criteria is unknown. Background. The object is discovered inside the oldest house in the room that is now used as the director's office. The popular hypothesis redacted many forms throughout history. Redacted Mjolnir, Excalibur, Varnastura, all weapons that redacted of their wielders. If the objects of power are the convergence of forces based on the collective subconscious, then this may be the original manifestation of the event. If this is the case, redacted. See Dr. Darling, presentation 11.1 for more details. So, let's see. I'm going to go back to pick these redactions apart. When bound, the object allows paranaturals to blank. I think we know what it allows the paranaturals to do. It allows them to fucking use it as a weapon. It's very clear what that does, guys. I'm sorry. But you literally got a picture of a gun. There's only one thing a gun does. It shoots. This object must only be bound by individuals seeking the role of redacted. So in that sentence, we know as a player that people seeking to be the director of the bureau are the ones who get to use the weapon. Probably makes some sense to redact it. Kind of hard to say. The object will determine whether redacted. Okay, it'll determine what? It'll determine whether or not you're allowed to use it, I suppose. Why would you redact that? You don't need to redact that. It's clear that that's just like a process of the weapon does. If rejected, the applicant is terminated. This process is dedicated by the dictated I've been reading the word dictated wrong this whole time. Dictated by the board. We know that as a player. Other people don't know that. In fact, they've redacted the board in another document, so it makes sense that they've redacted them there. The object was discovered in the older house. The popular hypothesis redacted many forms throughout history. Why? Okay. My controller's running low. Yay. Why are we redacting the the part of this sentence where it clearly says the popular hypothesis is the weapon took many forms, or used or transformed into many different forms? That's very clear what that is. And then I don't know what the rest of that sentence says. The part that like this is literally this sentence could have just been the popular hypothesis is the weapon has taken many forms throughout history, and then then you have like a list of them, like, oh yeah, Mjolnir, Excalibur, for Nostra, I don't know what the hell that is. All weapons that empowered the users or the wielders. And then like the bottom part, I guess that makes sense that they redacted it. Many research records. I'm not going through those right now. We'll go through those a different time. Let's actually do some gameplay now. I do love the flavor and stuff in this game. I'm ranting and raving, but that's because I am a pretty white boy. I'm a pretty white boy. That's why. We're almost to hypnosis lab. I love the architecture of this building. I'm normally a sucker for like Art Deco style or anything Gothic, anything like old, but this here, like, I'm not a super big fan of brutalism, but if I was, this is like what brutalism to me is just these, like, I don't know how to even like quantify it in words, to be honest. Okay. Oh, spooky room. Here we go, boys and girls.
I see it. Another object of power? They're just standing there, mesmerized by it.
Can we see his eyes? I wonder if we could see the inside of his face. No, they did not model or texture his face. What this guy? He seems like he's having a great time. Let's look around the room and see if there's any goodies for us. Machine. So there's probably a... Oh, maybe that? I doubt it. I doubt they would put the answer just right there. Where's the door? There's no way they just put the fucking answer right there. We'll try that, I suppose. I kind of figured that would not be the answer to the puzzle. It just doesn't make sense to me that they would put that there. So we gotta look around for the answer to this puzzle. I bet this answer's like right in front of my fucking face. Oh. Where the fuck is the answer to this goddamn puzzle? It's around here somewhere, I swear. The answer is literally pointing and laughing at me. It's that one. I bet. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. That is. Watch. I figured it out, boys and girls. I wasn't making the sides thick enough. Thick with 3 C's.
Please state your name for the record. Paul Warren, astronaut, first class, and you are aware that exposure to the asteroid.
This is where we learn how to take control of the enemies. If you need further proof, then I'm not good at this game. That's not true. I'm pretty good at this game. I'm just not fucking... I don't got my mind where it needs to be, that's all. How do you switch the weapons? Okay, that switches sides. Oh, it's square. Because you don't reload in this game, sucker. I wonder, wait. Nope, still not loaded. Okay. I never tried that in my first playthrough. Normally, my go-to, if I'm out of ammo and the pistol, is to, Normally, my go-to, if I'm out of ammo and the pistol, is to... use, the telekinesis powers. Go get him! Get him! There we go, got him. Let me take a sip of Pepsi. Ah, deliciosos.
Please state your name for the record. Paul Warren, astronaut, first class. And you are aware that exposure to the astral plane can result in death, disability, personal injury, corporeal entrainment, cognitive collapse, loss of ego, and partial to full dementia?
Yeah.
I am. And you acknowledge that your use of the astral conduit, aka the X-ray light box, is purely voluntary?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Your suit is good?
Yeah.
Okay, you're all set. Open the door for Mr. Warren, please.
Maybe sending people in there.
Their brains were fried when I took over the object.
Oh no, Fred! Oh no! It's okay, they're the government.
Control from your bedroom.
Control from my bedroom. The goddamn chat scared me. The fucking chat scared me because it read it to be in a robot voice, and I was not prepared for that. I legit, like, thought I was about to die. God damn you, Kyle. Go ahead, Kyle. Post some questions or some memes.
To scan your microwave.
You're coming to scan your mic. Okay. It's the level of. Why do they not stop spawning? Can I control those? No, I can't. They're just gonna keep coming. Oh, they finally stopped.
That'd be too as mode.
It would be too easy mode? No. Maybe. I think you're kind of forced to stand still a tiny bit when you're doing the mind control thing. So, maybe not. I don't know. It's hard. What am I to say? I can't even navigate the goddamn menu. Picking up more documents. Kyle, you missed the part of the stream where I was rating documents.
That is fair.
You missed the part of the stream where I was rating documents and complaining about needless redactions. We're gonna check out this laboratory now. I don't want to find Dr. Darling's office. I want to explore. I want to see all of the Area 51 secrets.
Oh boy, I love dogs.
Yeah, you can tell I love them. I'm picking them all up right now. What's this fucking spooky room? I suppose if I read the documents I picked up, I would know.
Weird.
I'm gonna sneeze. It's coming. It's coming. New mission. Here we go. Find the tape taken to the ritual office. Find the tape taken by Dr. Darling. Oh, so I have to go to the HR lab anyway. Are there people inside these machines? Is that where the voices are coming from? I honestly could not imagine, like, you know what? If I was like a big time streamer and I had this Autobot fucking robo automaton voice reading chats off in my ear, I would probably have to kill myself. I legit, like, would kill myself, like, just because the fucking robot voice reading off everyone's mental retardation.
If you write the documents in your best Juggalo impression, that it draws some attention.
And my best Juggalo impression. What do you mean, like Insane Clown Posse? Juggalo impression. I don't know how to do a Juggalo impression.
It's a thing on Twitch.
Okay, I don't watch Twitch. I wouldn't know. I'm above certain
No,
peons.
like the sex one.
No, like the sex one? Oh god. You fucking degenerate. You goddamn degenerate. How fucking dare you come into my stream? You come into my stream and spread your goddamn monkey.
YouTube. I tried to filter it.
I almost got banned from Call of Duty today. I was telling ATF agents and IRS agents that I was sleeping with their wives. And apparently Call of Duty does not like that. You know what Call of Duty was fine with, though? They were fine with me saying... Well, Call of Duty was very okay with me wishing that the CEO of Activision would drown in his own piss. Like, I was legitimately hoping he would drown in a bucket of his own cum or something, and literally typing that out into the chat. And Call of Duty was perfectly fine with it. But they draw the line at me demanding... they drew the line at me, not demanding, they drew the line at the part of me saying that they should totally, definitely, that I'm definitely sleeping with ATF agents' wives. Like, apparently that's like a big no-no. So yeah. I'm, don't worry, boys and girls of the internet, I am learning the boundaries of the Call of Duty voice chat for you. I consider it my public service. What the fuck? This is the caliber of fucking voice chats I get. Oh. Oh, that fucking bench hit his rocket and made it blow up in his face. Holy shit, dude. Okay, so I have to go down to Lux and probability. I have to go back up there to where the fucking nerds are hiding to get to the HRA lab, I guess. I guess I'll backtrack. Hold on, I'm gonna mute.
He'd join the party if it wouldn't destroy the audio.
I don't have a party started anyways. I'm just broadcasting like as is. Not that it wouldn't. I don't think it destroys the audio. I think it's the problem is I can't hear your voice in the stream, Kyle, and that's where the problem lied. Was I basically
Snack pack.
try back snack pack? What the hell? What does that fucking mean? Try back snack pack. What the fuck happened to this room? What is going on? I think I'm just having a stroke. Oh, let's see here.
Backtrack pack snack.
Backtrack.
Backwards.
E-court? What is this shit? What is this fucking monkey shit you're putting in the chat, my guy? I feel like I'm actually having a fucking goddamn stroke now. This is not English. This is just like words. Am I in an episode of It's Always Sunny? You meant to tell me about Rumham, Kyle?
That's stroke backwards.
I fucking hate you. God damn it, Kyle. I love too how like super delayed your responses are. So we're having like two different conversations at once. You're mine now.
You're on slow mode, my god.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think I turned that on. I think they just automatically turn on slow-mo mode. I mean, I would change it, but I really don't care. The stream is literally like, I'm just literally not, there's nothing comprehensible about this conversation. I hope you realize that. Yeah, okay. Like I said, the conversation is sort of going somewhere a little bit. I hope... Wait a minute. You can break the fucking wall just by dashing into it. What about this, hold on, let's see. Oh, fucking Christ.
Like 30 people chatting.
Yeah. It's also good if I got your mom in the chat. I'm sorry, I had to. It was necessary. I hope you...
wants to talk about barking spiders.
You mean farting? It's the only barking spider I know.
Yeah, she's watching what a bit.
Oh my god. Hold on a minute. Let me see if there is a way for me to adjust this. Probably not from here, I suppose. Oh, maybe if I press this button. I'm scared I'm gonna like accidentally end the broadcast. That just fucking took a screenshot. Take screenshot. Capture options. Video clips. Screenshot type. Include your mic's audio. I don't feel like adjusting settings right now. It's probably something you have to turn on when you like fucking as soon as you start the stream.
PFFFT, I'm dying.
You're dying of boredom. I know. Me too. Hashtag me poo, by the way. Let's bring that back. Remember Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp? I do. Luck and probability. Let's do the luck and probability puzzle. It's kind of tough with all these sad people sitting around, but I think we could pull it off.
Crowley PS5 is massively different setting-wise.
Oh, it definitely is. Like,
It's back through parakinesiology, but then there's no way we're making it to the lab.
I'm watching the doc now.
you're watching the doc now? Oh, I can't do this puzzle. I need a level 5 badge.
For the Hurt versus Depp case.
I watched that trial live by via Ricada Law on YouTube. I definitely recommended him and his channel. This fucking just came out here and the room chose violence.
Has a whole documentary/animated segment on it.
I watched it live. It was so like the actual trial itself is so like it's so hard to quantify how it's simultaneously super entertaining and super boring at the same time. Because there are segments where it like drags and they like do like stupid lawyer bullshit. Also, the trial was like for 6 weeks, so not full weeks, mind you. It was like 4 days a week, the first 6 weeks. I also watched the Kyle Rittenhouse trial when that was going on. That was an interesting one. Not the whole thing. That one I kind of like skipped around a bit.
Beyond the shadow of a doubt, Hood was snorting Coca-Cola in the courtroom in Minecraft.
Can you say... Oh, I can't read it. I can't fucking read it while I'm in the middle of an intense combat section. Oh my god. Where the hell are the minions at? There's a minion right there. God! I just cleared this room and then fucking shit cannery happens. Alright, we'll read that super chat real quick. Can we say legally, beyond a shadow of a doubt, Heard was snorting Coca-Cola the courtroom in Minecraft? What do you mean? I don't I don't understand that question. You need to speak the English. Was she snorting coke? Yeah, definitely. She was doing drugs. So was Johnny. They both were doing drugs. That's not. It, uh, one of the people fucking on the stream I watch, the Ricada Law stream I'm watching. If for context for anybody, anybody who's not watching that isn't Kyle, Ricada Law is a lawyer who has a YouTube channel, and he doesn't practice law as much anymore, but he knows the ins and outs of general lawyer stuff. So what he does is
Johnny was doing it in the courtroom as well.
in the courtroom. In the courtroom. See, Kyle, if you could just say it in perfect English, yeah, I would understand what you were saying. Was her doing coke in the courtroom? I don't know if it was confirmed or not, but I know when she. Why did I open this up? I'm so fucking retarded. Why did I even? I'm gonna run around in circles while I talk about this, people. Get ready to be bored out of your fucking mind. Actually, got a better idea. Here we go. Pause it. Johnny doing coke in the courtroom? I don't think so. However, it was suspected that Amber Heard, was probably doing some because of a couple of points during the trial. She used a tissue on her nose, and some people speculated there might have been coke on the tissue. I think that was purely speculatory. Let me go back to what I was talking about before with Ricada Law. So Ricada Law, he normally does, on most nights, he does a live stream from God, he starts at late at night and goes till early in the morning. The man has a terrible sleep schedule. But every now and then he will pick up a court case. Sometimes he'll he'll watch a court case live that's being played live, streamed onto YouTube, and then he'll do a watch party basically. And then he might invite other lawyer YouTubers and sometimes even non-lawyer YouTubers onto his stream with him, and they'll commentate over the trial. And they can give you some lawyer perspective on the trial. Usually, now to be clear, Ricada does definitely have biases during these watch parties, but he does try to be fair during them. He tries to give both sides a fair amount of criticism. He's definitely did this during the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp trial. The first few days of the trial, Johnny Depp's team was terrible when it came to objections. They were
This way to the lab?
failing pretty much every objection, and it's because
Devil's advocate.
Sounds like Darling built them. And
sort of
most the
devil's
things around
advocate.
here.
It's more like he.
If Marshall can't help us with Dylan,
So,
he's
for
on.
instance, in this particular trial, he was. I mean, Ricada was definitely on Johnny Depp's side, but he was calling out Johnny Depp's lawyers because they were constantly failing objections during the first couple of days. And I'll explain how that works in a second. I just need a sippy poo. Okay, so generally what would happen during the trial is Johnny Depp's lawyers would ask a question, and then Amber Heard's lawyers would object. And when this happens, when an objective happens in a court, it's what it's supposed to be. It becomes a debate between the two lawyers, and they have to debate whether or not the question was within reason. So, the problem Johnny Depp's lawyers had constantly early on during the trial was they were not defending their questions well enough. So, Rottenborn, Amber Heard's lawyer, would say, one of Johnny Depp's lawyers would ask a question like, would you say would you say blah blah blah, and then or would you say that Amber Heard cut your finger off or something? Maybe I don't know, and then Rottenborn, Amber Heard's lawyer, would be like, objection, lack of foundation, and then Johnny's lawyers would be like, well, we think the question is good, and it's like, well, no, that's not a defense for the fucking, that's not a defense against that objective, and so the judge was constantly sustaining Amber Heard's lawyers' objections and stuff. They were not doing good on objections. Now, there are other things that Johnny Depp's lawyers did do good. Was they were very good at, in my opinion anyway, this was not, probably not an opinion necessarily shared with anybody else watching it, but they were very good at making sure that Johnny could get his story out, basically. They let him talk and stuff. They let him explain where he was emotionally and mentally, and explained why he thought certain things. That stuff is, in my mind anyway, it was very good for helping Johnny to, like, establish where he was. Like, for instance, most people would hear about half the shit Amber Heard would do to Johnny and say, oh, I would leave before you even got to that point. And yeah, most of us would. But Johnny grew up in a household where his mother was an abusive parent, and that basically sets the stage for Johnny for the rest of his life as kind of being in a position where he's used to being abused, so to speak. I like how they put the fucking code right there, as if, like, don't forget it, it's right here. There we go, I got it.
Yeah, I get ya.
But yeah. And then Amber Heard's lawyers,
Any idea how to make
they had
Pit syndrome.
yeah, basically. Now, Amber Heard's lawyers had a pretty strong opening at first when,
like a Diet Stockholm.
yeah, basically that would a Diet Stockholm is definitely something that can kind of describe it. Now, Amber Heard's lawyers had a strong opening, and they, with Rottenborn, he kind of made it sound like these guys want to turn this whole court case into a soap opera and blah blah blah. We're just here for the facts. Now the facts of the case, to be clear, if you're not entirely privy, was Johnny Depp was suing Amber Heard for defamation. The defamation charges the defamation in question was Amber Heard wrote an article in, I can't remember the name of the newspaper, but she wrote an article where she claimed she was a victim of abuse. And this was shortly after she had a divorce with Johnny Depp. And she didn't specifically name Johnny Depp in the article, but the thing is when you have a divorce with someone, and then you write an op-ed for a newspaper where you basically talk about how you were a survivor of abuse or whatever, it kind of, it doesn't take a genius to kind of put two and two together and go, oh, she's talking about Johnny Depp. And so Johnny Depp, and he did lose a lot of work in Hollywood after that article was posted. A lot of studios dropped him. So the court case was to prove Johnny Depp, or that the lawsuit was a defamation lawsuit. However, Johnny Depp definitely also used it as an opportunity to basically clear his name and to say, hey, no, I'm not an abuser. Amber is a psycho bitch, basically. Now, Rottenborn, Amber Heard's lawyer, again, the man's name is Rottenborn. He, during his opening statement, was like, Johnny wants to turn this into a soap opera. We don't want to waste your people's time. And then he proceeded to give like a fucking hour-long opening or something like that. And then he handed it off to the female lawyer on Amber Heard's team. And the female lawyer is a crazy cat lady who is out of her goddamn gourd. Um, she made, she was like, she didn't talk like a lawyer. She talked like somebody who's gossiping amongst friends. And that's the best way I can describe her manner during the court case. So the reason why that's important is
Forest of positive interactions. So I play this and get in the tank. Okay. Self-reflection can bring answers. I read that somewhere.
so anyway, I'm sorry, she talked and it distracted me. So anyway, Johnny's or Amber's lawyers, they were pretty quick on objections. Sometimes they were stupid, but all in all, their strength was in the opening, but then they killed their momentum, and they just during Johnny's questioning, Rottenborn was questioning Johnny. He was not very good at questioning Johnny. At one point, he asked Johnny a question during cross, and Johnny answered the question, and he answered the question in a way that was not good for Rottenborn. So Rottenborn objected to Johnny, but the problem is you can't object to your own question. So Rottenborn objected to himself in his own question. And he looked like a fucking idiot.
We need to get the HRA machine working.
I've replaced a couple of spark plugs, but this looks a bit more complicated.
Darling must have had a system. Randomness isn't in his nature. The punch cards, the symbols, the terminals. How do they connect?
Now.
So, not a good day for Rottenborn, or Rottenbottom, as some people call him, because fuck him. Amber was kind of terrible on the stand. The whole case is like, there's a lot there. I definitely recommend watching it. Definitely through the Rekieta Law stream, because he keeps things interesting during the lulls of the during the down parts of the trial. He can keep things interesting. So I definitely recommend watching the trial, like the live trial, because there's like so much you can miss. And then also the point of watching it from Rekieta is because Rekieta has a lawyer's perspective, and he's able to explain things about like how objections work, what is the job of the defense versus the plaintiff, stuff like that. Rekieta's done a bunch of sort of high profile court cases. He did one on Kyle Rittenhouse, which is sort of how I discovered Rekieta. It actually wasn't. I seen Rekieta on another YouTube stream that I from another YouTuber I like. But Rekieta did this one on the Kyle Rittenhouse case, which was really cool and interesting. He did one for Curtis Reeves, which I'll explain that one in a minute, because that one's kind of fun and interesting. He did one for a guy called Theodore Edgecombe. He did one for a guy named Theodore Edgecombe. He did one for the Taser cop lady, which, if you don't know who that is this lady, female cop. She pulled over a suspect, and then she went to basically remove him from the car at some point during the pullover, and the suspect tried to take off in his car, and while the suspect was fleeing, the female police officer meant to draw her taser, and she shot, but she drew her pistol instead and shot the guy. At least that was her version of the story. I think they charged her with murder, I think it was like second-degree murder, possibly, which insinuates that she intended to shoot him with the pistol. I'm not 100% privy
And
on
I
the
remember
details.
that.
I'm not 100% privy on the details of that case, so I won't like try to like comment on whether or not it was like an intentional shooting or not. Um, but he did do a live stream of that court case. He also did a live stream of recently this year. He did a this is a fucking gem of a court case. So he did a live stream for a court case for this lady. Her name was Taylor Shabiznis. So the trial only lasted 4 days. Taylor Shabiznis. Where do I start with this court case? So Miss Shabiznis, was this. I guess I'll start sort of from the beginning. She was engaged in the use of hardcore drugs and having sex.
Known as Shabasinas.
Anyway, Taylor Shabiznis, that's her name, Taylor Shabiznis, was engaging in sex with her partner when her partner died during sex. The man died during sex. It was by asphyxiation. Now, what's not exactly 100% clear is that it wasn't clear, one, if Miss Shabiznis intentionally killed him during the sexual act. Because the asphyxiation was like a kink thing. They were using a choke collar, like the dog collar that has spikes on it that chokes the dog or whatever when you pull on it. They were using one of those. And it was possible she was pegging him. Long story short, it resulted in his death. And then Miss Shabiznis proceeded to decapitate her partner, possibly engage in all manner of necrophilia with the body. She then removed the arms and the legs and the penis and the balls. Actually, no, scratch that. She managed to remove both legs. And then she put the legs in a crock pot box. And then she. So. I don't know why I'm laughing, because this is terrible, and this is real life. So Miss Shabiznis, she got caught because she got too lazy to go back into the basement and bring the rest of the body parts, which was the torso and the arms and the head and the penis and all that, back up the stairs from the basement. Which, by the way, I need to know, she did all this while there was people in the house. In the house, she was engaged in all this activity in the basement while apparently her mother, or her boyfriend's mother, the boyfriend who died, was upstairs the entire time. In fact, at one point she came downstairs after the boyfriend was dead and decapitated, and somehow did not notice anything the first time she came downstairs. So anyway, Miss Shabiznis only got the legs into her car, got lazy, and drove home. And that's when the mother came down. The boyfriend's mother came down to discover the decapitated head and penis inside a bucket. And the police very quickly tracked down Miss Shabiznis and arrested her. So the case was not necessarily a. I mean, they did have a proper case, a proper court case scenario where they were like, okay, you have to like prove that she did the murder. The defense did not. Miss Shabiznis's defense did not really try to deny that she was involved in the murder, because what they were going to go for instead was a innocent because she was insane, or an insanity plea. Yeah, that's what it is. They were going to go for an insanity plea. So I'll unpause the game and walk around, I guess. even though it's going to be kind of loud and noisy. So the let me see here real quick. This puzzle. I'm not going to be able to do this puzzle and talk about these court cases at the same time. So, this business engaged in all these activities. It's not, there's no denying it. The evidence was there. But the thing that they were going to try to prove was she was insane. Spoiler warning, they did not get the insanity plea. Now, the thing about the whole case that stunk for me particularly was the fact that they kind of... So, the prosecutors, in my personal opinion, and I was watching Rekida's stream, and I sort of agree with him on a couple of points. One being that they overcharged her with the murder. So, they charged her with, I believe, first-degree murder, which, for anybody who doesn't know, first-degree murder means that you intended to cause harm in the moment, and then you ended up killing them. Second-degree murder is you, in the moment, decided to kill them. So first degree is like, oh, I'm going to punch you, and you punch the guy, and then it breaks his neck. And it's like you didn't mean to kill him, but you did kill him. But you did mean to cause him harm. Second degree murder is like, oh, I'm going to shoot this guy and kill him. Third degree murder is when you literally plan how you're going to kill the guy, and then you execute that plan. In Rekida's opinion, I think it was Rekida's opinion. It was in my opinion. Personally, that they overcharged because I felt like there was enough evidence there to prove that Shabiznis didn't actually intend to kill her boyfriend. Because Shabiznis didn't actually try... Like, okay, I shouldn't say she didn't try to cover up the crime. She did try to cover up the crime. But when she was caught, she was very blunt with the police and was very honest with them. And, like, she said, yeah, I killed him, but I didn't, like, mean to kill him. I was, like, we were doing some kinky shit, and he accidentally died. And so I almost kind of believe that a little bit, as weird as that sounds. I'm not a fan of the idea of overcharging people for a crime, primarily because I feel like that, in my mind anyway, because, let me put it to you this way. Let's say hypothetically Miss Shabiznis didn't do the crime, but they were still charging her anyways. And then on top of that, you know,
working on something to do with these symbols.
if she didn't do the crime, but she's going to end up doing the time because some prosecutor out there is just gung-ho on getting a conviction, that's really shitty, in my opinion. And so that's why, in my opinion anyway, there was a possibility that you could have proven maybe that she didn't intend the murder. And therefore, by that reason, you can probably say that, hey, you know what? This puzzle's stupid, by the way.
What do the symbols mean?
I'm assuming that 3 is going to be this guy right here. I just don't... I want people to be... let me be clear. Shabiznis needs to go to jail for her crimes. Absolutely. I just want them to go to...
Yeah,
I wanted her...
sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. It sucks big, fat doo-doo. I want Taylor Shabiznis to go to jail for the crime that she committed and for the appropriate reasons. I don't want her to go to jail just because... Nobody should go to jail for just because. Probably a better example for what I'm trying to get at is the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Looks like I figured out the puzzle in the first try. Probably because I was too busy talking. The Kyle Rittenhouse one, very short, brief version of it is that Kyle Rittenhouse was actually, I got a better one that's a better example that might be less controversial.
Darling's prototypes have a lot of issues. We need a new plan.
Hold on, I gotta talk to this lady.
To make this machine work. Darling has another lab down in the. That must be where.
I've been to make. I can find.
I'm skipping this dialogue. I'm
I'm
more interested in talking about the Curtis Reeves trial.
Right. I'll move out immediately. And keep an eye out for Darling. Finding him might be the key to stopping the hiss.
I'm just confused as to why Lori Lightfoot is in this game.
Just one large-scale HRA. It's there now. We are about to be exposed to a different kind of resonance. Hostile, viral, invasive.
I promise I'll talk about
resonance.
the Curtis Reeves trial.
That's what the Hedron resonance amplifiers are for. Taking the protection Hedron can provide us and keeping us from being wiped out.
I forgot about this quarry. It's so fucking cool. This shit's so fucking cool, dude. Alright.
Here, this will lead back to Central Research.
Thank you, Mayor Lightfoot. Anyway, time for me to discuss the Curtis Reeves trial. Alright. Let me take you back to the year 2016. No, earlier than that, 2014, I think. What year... Hey, chat, Kyle, pop quiz. What year did the movie Soul Survivor come out? Soul Survivor starring Mark Wahlberg. Let me see if I can get an answer from the chat. Let's make this discussion of the Curtis Reeves trial a little bit more engaging.
ERM.
You're allowed to use Google. I basically want you to Google it for me because I'm too lazy to. That's why I'm doing this.
'83.
Soul Survivor, Kyle. The one with Mark Wahlberg. It's like the Navy SEAL. Soul Survivor.
Yeah.
Are you even... 83? That movie did not come out in 83. Now I gotta Google it. You fucker. Soul Survivor did not come out in 83. I think I lost my one viewer. It's Lone Survivor. 2013. My apologies. It was 2013. I lost my one viewer. I'll go on this fucking tirade anyways. So Soul Survivor. Alright, 2013 Soul Survivor comes out. Where do you gotta go to? Access the... Oh, God. I promise I'll engage in this conversation in a minute.
Lone survivor.
Yes. Yes. Alright, let me pause my game so... Yeah, I know. I figured it out by a quick Google search. I stopped being lazy for 5 seconds. So, 2013, Lone Survivor comes out. It's in theaters. Now let me take you to the state of Florida. I want you to imagine the headline. Florida man shoots other Florida man over popcorn. Okay? Now, with that very bare bones minimum information, you're probably going to assume that the first Florida man is a bad person. Now I'm going to tell you the whole story from the ground up.
Are you kidding me?
Now I'm going to tell you the whole story. And then when I'm done telling you the story, I want you to tell me if your opinion changes about that headline after I'm done. Okay? So, Curtis Reeves, who is 65 at the time, goes to the movie theater with his wife. In front of him is another. Him and his wife sit down in the movie theater. They're gonna watch the movie Lone Survivor while they're waiting, and they're waiting for their son to show up. I can't remember how old the son is. He's an adult. Doesn't matter. In front of them, another individual who I will call Brad for now on, because I can't remember his real name. But Brad and his wife just got done having a dinner date, and they were drinking a little bit of beer and some wine, and they decided to go catch a movie before they had to go home to their kids. So Brad sits in the seat in front of Curtis Reeves. Now, would you agree that it's really annoying to some people? It's really annoying when people use their cell phones in the movie theater? Maybe you'll say yes. Maybe you'll say no. For Curtis Reeves, it is annoying, especially since Brad's cell phone is on full blast and it's way past the time when the movie and it's past the time where the movie theater screen tells you to keep your cell phone turned off. Now, Curtis Reeves leans over and asks Brad to please turn off his cell phone. From Curtis Reeves.
Are okay, everything else bad.
So, Curtis Reeves leans over and he politely asks, from his perspective, he politely asks Brad to put his cell phone away. Brad then said that he was trying, from Brad's wife's perspective, because I need to inform you now, in case you couldn't tell, Brad is dead. Okay? Brad did not just get shot, Brad died from the shot, okay? So, Brad tells Curtis he was trying to contact the babysitter. How true this is dubious, and I'll explain why later. But for now, Brad's wife claims that Brad was contacting the babysitter. Brad continued using his cell phone, and this made Curtis a little upset. So Curtis went to go tell the manager. He came back, and then he informed Brad that he told the manager, and then Brad proceeded to respond to Curtis Reeves with probably not polite responses. I'm trying to keep this neutral. I don't want to make it sound like I'm on either side of this discussion. discussion about the cell phone light may or may not have started getting heated, and at one point, Brad stood up, turned around, and took Curtis's popcorn out of his hands and threw it at Curtis. However, there's more to it than that, and I'll get into that in a minute. But after the popcorn was thrown, Curtis ended up shooting Brad and killing him. Now, in Florida, let me take a sip before I continue. In Florida, if you are over the age of 63, I believe, maybe it's 64. If you're 64 or older, you are allowed to defend yourself against any amount of battery assault with deadly force. And it's because as you get older, as you get older, your body doesn't heal as well as it used to. Anybody who knows someone who's old and they fell and broke a hip or some shit can attest to this, that a broken bone could be life-changing for an older person. So, in Florida, you can legally, no matter how much battery assault it is, it could be a slap, it could be a shove, it doesn't matter, the person who's 64 or older, maybe 65 or older, can respond with deadly force to defend themselves. So, now I'm going to break down a couple more things that were not mentioned in the original article. So Brad was probably slightly inebriated because he had a few beers. It's not exactly clear how many he had because his wife did not, to my recollection, give an exact amount of beers, but Brad may or may not have been kind of drunk when he went to the movie theater with his wife. Now, the part where Brad was looking at his cell phone and contacting the babysitter is dubious at best because the cell phone, when it was recovered from the scene, when they opened it, they found out he was on Facebook playing a gambling game. So it's dubious as to whether or not he actually was contacting the babysitter, and I don't think they found any evidence to support that claim. I could be mistaken. Secondly, Brad did not just grab the popcorn out of Curtis Reeves' hands and throw it at him. Because Curtis claims he was punched before Brad grabbed the popcorn. And security footage... Now, the security footage in the movie theater, it wasn't like clear-cut footage. It was like, it took one picture every couple of seconds. But one of the frames in the picture did show that there was a motion from Brad's hand towards Curtis, just enough to suggest that he was punched in the face. Then the popcorn was thrown at him, but then a third impact did happen, because Curtis distinctly remembers something was thrown at him after the popcorn, or before the popcorn. Now, it's not clear what was thrown at him, but the evidence suggests that Brad threw his cell phone at Curtis. And the reason why is because Brad's cell phone was found in the same aisle of seats as Curtis Reeves. So Curtis Reeves was punched, he had his popcorn thrown back at him, and then he possibly had a cell phone thrown at him. All of this would have been enough to charge Brad for possibly felony assault or something like that. But Curtis shot the man. Now, Curtis's wife was also a victim of this shooting because... Now, let me explain where some of this shady shit comes in. Curtis's wife... Or not Curtis's wife. I'm sorry, not Curtis's wife. Brad's wife. Brad's wife was also a victim of this shooting. So, Brad's wife, her hand, her I think her ring finger got shot off at the same time that Brad was shot. Now, Curtis only shot 1 round out of his pistol, and that's it. He had like a Derringer, like tiny little self-defense type pistol. It wasn't a Derringer specifically, but I need you to imagine just like a small concealed carry gun that can only hold a couple of rounds, and that's the kind of gun Curtis used. Brad's wife tried to claim that she was not at any point trying to hold Brad back from attacking Curtis, and instead she insinuated that she only had her hand on Brad's forearm the whole time. Except, again, Brad was only shot once, and it's through the chest. Only 1 gunshot went off. That same bullet had to go through both Brad's wife's hand and Brad's chest at the same time. Because that's where Brad was shot, was in the chest. He wasn't shot in the arm, he was shot in the chest. So Brad's wife lied on stand saying that her hand was only on his forearm, and she was not trying to hold Brad back. But yet, there's only one way her finger could have been shot off.
Yeah, that's not adding up, the finger thing.
So, it's more likely that she was probably holding Brad back, and that's when... Now, it could be she didn't intentionally lie. I want to make it clear. I don't want to make it sound like she was intentionally lying, or while that is a possibility because she was married to Brad, but I'm gonna just put out the suggestion that maybe she thought she had her hand on his forearm or something like that in the struggle, and everything happened so fast that she remembers things differently. Because I also need to point out that this court case happened in 2021, so this court case happened almost 10 years after this incident happened. So, to recap, Curtis definitely was at least punched once. He definitely had his popcorn thrown in his face, and possibly a third attack came toward him. And he ended up shooting Brad and his wife at the same time. Her hand was on his chest. I need to make it clear that Curtis was not directly aiming for he was not directly aiming for Brad's wife. She was an incidental situation in that particular instance. So, with all that evidence presented, would you say your mind about the headline I presented earlier possibly changed? A little bit, maybe. I'll wait for the chat. I don't care. Yeah, that's the response of a lifetime right there. I didn't know you could control these guys. I had 3 viewers for 5 seconds. I want to know who's the fucking psychopath who was watching this and listening to me rant over a paused game. But anyway, I watched that trial live, the Curtis Reeves one, and I went in it at first thinking, oh yeah, this guy's guilty as fuck. But I left literally going, oh no, this guy's actually really not guilty of murder. Like, this was just legitimately, because they were gonna convict Curtis Reeves of second-degree murder for this trial. I buried the lead where I was going earlier, but I'm gonna unbury it now. So, the point of this whole Curtis Reeves rant, and I apologize if I buried the lead and made you forget where I was going with it, but So the whole thing about this case, and it sinks to high hell, and it pisses me off, is that it was definitely an overcharge, and it was definitely, in my opinion, a malicious attack on the guy. Like, it was definitely a couple of prosecutors looking to just prosecute somebody without actually looking for actual justice. The overcharge is they tried to say second-degree murder. Okay, if you look at the facts of the case, it doesn't suggest that Curtis Reeves decided, oh, I'm going to shoot this guy just for the hell of it. The facts suggest that he shot at him for what he perceived to be self-defense, which I need to iterate real quick, that in a self-defense case, I think pretty much anywhere in the country, to prove you shot or killed somebody or whatever.
Self-defense, and if I had a phone, punch and popcorn, the 3 PS if you will, I'd shoot somebody as well, but I'd make them a warning if I was.
No, oh yeah, for sure. But I need to I can see your point about warning them. I'm going to I need you to put yourself though in the shoes of an old man who is 60-something years old and not in particularly like super good health, and you're in the moment and somebody's attacking you. And this is actually where I was going with the self-defense thing. Self-defense, you do not have to prove whether or not that you're lethal. You do not have to prove whether or not that the person was actually trying to kill you. You just have to prove that you in the moment perceived that your life was in danger. So if you perceive that your life is in danger and you believe that you will have no other choice, you are legally allowed to use self-defense. That is how the law works for self-defense. It does not matter whether or not the other person intended to kill you. So if, let's say, I was throwing rocks at you and you don't know me, but I'm throwing rocks at you, and I'm not trying to hurt you, I'm just some drunk asshole, that doesn't matter. If you think I'm trying to hurt you, you're allowed to defend yourself. Up to lethal force in some instances. Some states and all that, they kind of have like weird laws about the lethal force part, but you are allowed to defend yourself if you perceive that you need to. And it doesn't have to have anything to do with what the opposite party's intent was. So, for Curtis, that is why this whole thing was definitely an overcharge by a long shot. Curtis Reeves was not in the moment deciding I want to kill this guy for the hell of it. It was very clear that Curtis was just in the moment thinking he's in danger, I need to defend myself. And then Brad unfortunately died because of it. So that is why I get upset when a prosecutor wants to overstep what the hell they're trying to do exactly. A prosecutor's not like supposed to just like all willy-nilly prosecute people for like a crime. They're supposed to charge them for the appropriate crime and seek proper justice. Now, you could make the case that maybe it was like a manslaughter scenario or something like that with Curtis Reeves, but even then that's a tough hill to climb because of Florida's law, elder self-defense law. Like, the elder self-defense law basically kind of makes it hard for, in that particular instance, to say, hey, you know what, this was manslaughter. If, like, Curtis Reeves was 20 years old, you probably could charge him with some kind of manslaughter charge because the lethal force thing could have been a little much. Curtis could, if like say Curtis was 20 years old and he beat the guy up, you could definitely win that as a self-defense case because he didn't try to kill the guy, he just tried to fight him off so he didn't get hurt. So these prosecutors were not out to seek justice. They were they just wanted to put away a guy from a headline. They wanted to put Curtis Reeves in prison because, oh, his name was on a headline in the headlines. This will look
This
good
should
for
be
us. We put the guy who shot another guy over popcorn in prison. And
Welcome to my guided imagery experience.
I'm gonna pause this because it's really loud. So, to circle back to what I was talking about before with the Shabusiness case, the lady who fucking decapitated her boyfriend and stuff. I'm not saying she's not guilty of any crime because she definitely is. But one, she was definitely overcharged, in my opinion. Because the facts of the case, at least from my perspective, suggested that she did not intend to kill him, but her actions did result in killing him. So I just have a hard time believing it was an intentional murder. And I don't know if I can, like, in good faith say, oh yeah, it was definite, at least in my opinion. The actions afterwards, you could then extrapolate, okay, maybe it was insanity. But if the actions afterwards definitely suggest, though, she needed to still serve time in prison, but maybe not for the crime of murder, but probably other crimes. I've never done this before.
My name is Dr. Yoshimi Tokui. Trust my words. I'm here for you.
This is creepy.
Close your eyes, open your mind, and find yourself on an empty beach. The waves are rolling in, and the seagulls are fighting.
Am I supposed to actually close my eyes? I feel like that'd be a terrible idea.
I believe they're jalapeno flavored.
What the fuck?
I see something in the middle of the ocean. They appear to be trees. Perhaps they are ocean trees. Or perhaps they are metaphors for how you push people away.
I've never done this before. This is creepy.
Let's find out together. Just walk over the waves, friend. The trees look lonely. Why don't you talk to them? You whisper to the trees. You tell them that they deserve love, that everyone deserves love. The trees agree. They will now go on to form healthy, respectful relationships with other trees, or shrubs, whatever they prefer. Now let's leave these trees to their love. Voyeurism is impolite. I sense a disturbance in our love garden. A menace. Go find it. Do not let it darken our forest of emotions.
What in the fuck am I watching?
A forklift. It does not like the tree's romance. It is ruining our lovely beach with its hateful tires. It ran over one of the gulls. Such bloodshed. Turn off the machine. That gull had a family.
What am I? Kyle, are you still here? I need like confirmation that I'm not going crazy.
Wife. The forklift must be stopped.
I drove all my friends away.
No crazy here.
This is my punishment for defending a crazy lady who cut her boyfriend's head off. Isn't it?
やりましたね。あの恐ろしい機械は止まりました。
You did it. The murderous machine will kill no more. The trees can love undisturbed.
フォークリフトも孤独な木々ももうありません。あなたの心は安らぎと慈愛に満たされているはずです。
Our beach is no place for forklifts or lonely trees. Your mind is a safe haven for love.
心が穏やかに健康になった感じはありますか？
Doesn't that feel nice? Aren't you feeling healthier?
さて、もう時間のようです。感受性の豊かなあなたのままでいてください。
Oh my, it seems we're all out of time. Stay receptive, friend.
I don't know what the fuck I just went through, but
That
I don't
actually
feel,
was relaxing.
I don't know if I feel good about that.
Strangely insightful.
No, there was nothing insightful about that. Don't fucking lie. That was scary, and I don't ever want to do it again. How fucking dare you people put me through that? Oh boy. Come on, stop shooting him so I can... Ah! I'm so fucked in the head now after ranting and raving about an old man shooting another guy. These are terrible streams. Why would anybody watch this? I forgot how you level up. You gotta go back to one of the things. That's what you gotta do. I will head back to one of the thingy-bobbers. And, I'll probably call it a night after that. Because I feel like I have, went on too long ranting about stupid bullshit. Stupid bullshit that literally nobody cares about. That's okay, though. I'm okay with that. That's the point of this stream. It's just to relax and chill with the bros. I do kind of want to make this into a weekly thing. It's just kind of hard for me to fall into a routine. Hopefully, I can keep things interesting. I will probably try to have a guest back on if I can figure out how to make the thing work. The thing where the talkie-talkie happens. That's kind of important for, that's kind of important for this sort of stream where you just relax and rant about stupid shit.
Sorry, had to piss.
Sorry, had to piss. Thanks, Kyle. That's, it's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with the class. Very, very proud of you for that. Fucking... This guy.
NPFRFR.
I wish that was English, but that's not. It's nothing English about that. fast travel. I'll probably get off in a second or two. I just gotta. I want to see if I can find the tape and ritual divisions. That's what I'm looking for. I bet it's in this safe over here. We'll look for the other tape, and then if I don't find it, or if I find it, I'll go back to the creepy place and let the tape play. I will do another iteration of ranting about the documents and reading them, because I know that's what people like. I don't need an elevator. Yep. Kyle, how could someone be so engaged, yet so unengaging? I am truly baffled by your abilities to do this. I bet the tape is in... No, it's got to be out here. I bet it's in these fucking potted plants or something.
I'm an energy vampire.
More like a fucking suppository. I love how they do the white text over the screen when you walk in the doors, by the way. I think it's kind of cool. Nah, we'll come back here. Nah. I won't remember to come back here if I leave, so I'll just,
Colin Robinson, the most boring person on earth. Yeah, the text is sick. Makes everything weighty.
Yeah. Especially with the sound design. My laptop turned off. Now I can't see the chats. I'll just have to rely on whatever the hell the electronic voice says when it comes up.
Asterisk Blulam.
Yes. I'm just trying to look around for that tape that you need for the doctor person. There's a fucking save point over there. You can see it through the wall.
Messenger, wait for the asterisk bedotting.
Can't go that far yet. You can see the checkpoint through the wall. We'll come back. Was that window open earlier? I feel like it wasn't. Oh, jeez! Uncle Rick!
I aged 30 years saying that.
Oh, jeez! Kyle! I feel like that window wasn't open before! Something's really wrong here! I think we should, leave! I know this room, though. I know what this area is, though. I won't spoil it yet. I'll wait till we, get to it. I don't know if you explored it yet, Kyle, but trust me, it's a doozy. My God. Speaking of suppositories,
Asterisk vouchers, it'll be fine shooty, in about 10 minutes.
Asterisk, I'll be fine shooting in about 10 minutes. What? What are you going on about? Alright, new goal. I can't end the stream until I fucking grab that shit in thin air. See that? I wasn't even trying.
Asterisk, it's a symbol for like actions.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand the context of Asterisk, I'll be fine in a minute though, Shooty. It's not an action, that's a statement. I'm dying. Oh, you can mind control the bomb ones. I fucking knew it. Go, my pet. Kill him. It's too slow for its own. It's too slow for its own brethren.
I hate those things.
Yeah, I do too. This guy's in the wheelchairs too. Fucking discount Stephen Hawking, am I right? Alright, I'm here to look for a stupid tape. Like a recorder tape. Or a fucking... whatever they call it. It's in ritual divisions. So it's in here, in this room. It's gotta be. It's where the yellow text is leading me to. Don't make me walk around this entire room looking for it.
Tater tot.
To the ritual office. Tater tot. What the... Oh my God. Okay, go on. I'm listening, Kyle. Where's this go? I'm a leap before you look type. Oh, is this the ritual office?
KFC's $5 5-piece bundle.
Thanks, Kyle. There it is. I found the tape.
Embracing the erratic, an audio journey. This
Oh,
must be one of those sensory
fuck,
tape
dude.
tapes.
You see, I would want to have this office right here. I'd be like, give me this office. God damn, that's so fucking good looking.
Nice.
Oh, it's bulletproof, isn't it? I thought you can like jump out through there, but I guess not.
This is the one, Chief Director.
There are now 2 people watching my stream, apparently. Someone else, some other damn fool, looked at that title and said, yes, that is worthy of watching. Don't worry, I'll prove to you that it was not worth watching in the end after all.
Here.
Thanks, Kyle. Your input is appreciated, I guess. What does that even mean? YW? What? I'm gonna fucking say some things I'm not supposed to say. I'll preemptively cancel myself. Oh jeez, Grandpa Rick, I think I'm gonna like cancel myself. I'm gonna say things like the N-word on YouTube. I promise I won't say that. I went to the wrong lab. The one I need is over there. Why is there no fucking sprint button? I guess I could do this. Okay, it's time to do the thing with the thing.
Embracing the erratic. Audio journey.
Unkidnapped Justin Roiland now.
Unkidnapped Justin Roiland now. Oh jeez, I don't think I will. I think Justin Roiland is just fine where he is.
Embracing the erratic.
I'll get my Grandpa Rick if you don't stop.
My name is Dr. Yoshimi Tokui. Trust my words. I'm here for you.
Rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh, I bet you are.
Now,
I bet you literally
close your
are on
eyes,
the floor
Open
laughing.
your mind and find yourself on a deserted beach.
This is gonna get fucked, isn't it? Oh, I'm scared. It's dark in this room.
The waves are crashing against the rocks, and the gulls are circling over it.
Oh, we scared away the other viewer. Thank God. Fuck you, buddy. Don't come back.
If so, please try not to be.
I'm just kidding. Come back. My co-host, he's about as engaging as a blow-up doll.
Rolling on the floor with my wheelie chair.
No, that's what that fucking emoji you sent me. That's how it's translated to the electronic voice in my ear. It means literally rolling on the floor laughing. Emoji.
They have your favorite.
Asterisk squeaks.
You know the one. Press the button.
I don't want to press the button. I don't want to press the button. I'm doing these streams with the Morty voice from now on.
With your favorite soda. Chase it.
What is this fucking... What is this fucking bullshit?
Fight for it. This is your favorite soda in the whole world.
The soda
you kill a man for. Hurry, run! Soda!
My fucking soda's getting away. It's got Baja Blast in there.
Something's happening.
Come back with my Baja Blast.
The soda tumbles out. Victory. But wait, it's not the right kind. I guess you'll have to try something new. Go on. You might like it.
No, I won't. I bet it's another one of those pineapple flavored Mountain Dews.
This is your
I hate pineapple.
soda.
Or watermelon.
When you try new things, you sometimes discover the best of life has to offer. That's a soda lesson for you. Ah, another personal realization awaits.
走ってください。運動することは良いことです。
Hurry over. Run. Exercise is good for you.
What am I hurrying to, you fucking creepy voice?
死体です。いつもだったらとてもびっくりしますよね。
It's a dead person. This would normally be quite an upsetting thing to find.
Who drinks anything other than regular, voltage, and Baja Blast? Heresy.
ちょっと死体に触ってみませんか。
Why don't you try touching the dead person?
面白いことが起きるかもしれません。
It could be interesting.
No, I bet it won't.
なんてことだ。
Touch his
死体
dick.
がたくさん出てきました。どこから来たんでしょう。
Oh, merciful gods. Dozen of more corpses appeared. Where did they come from?
ひどい匂いです。恐ろしい。ここはもう今までの浜辺ではありません。
Oh, the stench. The horror. This beach will never be the same.
なんで死体になんて触ったん
I
ですか。
probably should have read the documents before I came in here.
最悪の間違いを犯しましたね。
Oh, Jesus
Why did you
Christ!
touch the dead person? You made a grave
Like,
mistake.
zoink,
死体を
Scoob!
隠して間違いを正してください。
Fix your mistake by hiding it.
I mean, zoinks, Morty!
腐敗した心をきれいにしてください。
Bury these bodies. Clean your mind of the rot.
Oh my god! I feel like one of these are gonna, like, jump up and get me! Zoinks! That's not a good Shaggy. I'll stick to Morty. Oh, jeez! I hope I don't get
また
syphilis!
一つ学びました。
That was scary, wasn't it? And yet, you learned another lesson.
怖いものには理由があります。
You're scared of some things for a reason.
本能に
Matthew Lillard to you filthy animal.
気まぐれで冷たいという事実を認めてください。
Listen to your instincts. Accept that the world is random and cold.
恐怖は役に立つものです。
Fear is useful.
たくさんの学びがありました。良い学びも悪い学びも。
Lots of good lessons today. Some things are good, some are bad.
少しは人生の残酷さに対処できると思いません
Don't you
か。
feel more prepared for uncaring cruelty of life?
私はできるようになりました。
I know I do.
これでセラピーを終わります。
This concludes my guided imagery therapy.
あなたは得意
Please don't ever do this do this again. Stay away from my
この荒れ
home.
狂う世界を探検できるはずです。
You are now approved by Dr. Yoshimi Tokui to explore this rotating rock we call Earth.
幸運を祈ります。
Oh,
歩みを止め
jeez,
ず
thanks, Doc.
旅を続けてください。得意よしみでし
Good
た。
luck, Star Wanderer. Stay actualized. And see you next time.
I never want to do this ever again. I feel horrible.
Jesse fucking Faden. You're the best, Dr. Yoshimi.
What the fuck? I got a new outfit for that? Oh, jeez. I bet it's something stupid.
Red Raggy, Red Scridaddle.
And soon the Scooby-Doo hijinks running through a government facility. Ruh-roh, Raggy! Retard! He's my simp. He's my simp now. Jesse Faden is an e-girl. She's an e-girl thought, and that guy's my simp now. Watch, I'm gonna have another simp in a couple seconds. Oh no, that killed him. You can be my simp. Oh, my other simp. My other simp. He white knighted too hard. He killed my other. He killed a prospecting simp.
Simple behavior.
I feel like that was supposed to be simp behavior, but it auto-corrected. That's fine. I'll accept it for what I want it to be, and not what you meant it to be. I'm gonna go start a cuckold stream. I'm gonna make my husband watch me get railed. Mods. I feel like I'm missing something
Got
here.
it, and turn my notifications on then.
I think you can only go to Executive Central to change outfits. Let's see. Oh, geez, the power of PS5, everybody. I think this is... Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know why they only have... What? I'm appalled, sir. I seem to recall that I unlocked a new outfit. You're gonna tell me where my new outfit went right now, or I'm gonna get the manager. I swear I will.
Wicked quick.
When did Morty become a Karen? I don't know. I don't fucking care. This bit is stupid.
And why couldn't it vibrate molecules in order to alter human physiology? It would explain the hair loss.
Think about it. The precision that would require is unthinkable.
That was a stupid observation, asshole. I'm fucking quitting. I should do a fucking stream on Call of Duty with voice chat turned on and do the Morty voice. I should definitely do that. I think I will do that. I might do that tomorrow for shits and giggles. I might just do it. It'll be fun. Alright. I've had enough of this shit cannery here, this tomfoolery. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed. I will try to do this probably every week. Who knows? Who cares? Goodbye!